Welcome back to ESL Pro League. Final map of the evening, and we're all having fun up here on the analyst desk. Always good times reading the internet. It is going to be Fnatic and Heroic on Cbble.
Yeah, they're not going into the desert for 40 years.
The internet is a wild place, isn't it?
It's a little
You
unique,
just expect the American to do it without some kind of a compass, right?
Yeah, no brain. Anyhow.
Anywho.
You know, on this cobblestone map, this is quite a good one for the lads from Heroic.
Yeah.
They're fundamentally sound, and I like their CT side approach. They have a lot of good crossfires set up. They're always helping each other. Voldy has an awesome one-way smoke that I made a YouTube video of.
He was quite unhappy with you for that.
Yeah, I saw Hobbit try and use it.
I did too, yeah.
He messed it up big time and got his head taken off.
Yeah, he did. He got ripped out.
He didn't try that one again.
That wasn't bad.
So I think this team on this map are going to have a much better chance. That map was still close, you know, 16-11. That's not a bad scoreline on Train, but this is where I think a team like Fnatic, they can't find as many openings, and it's harder to kind of just swarm. I know we think that Train is a CT map, but Cbble is one where if you can't get that platform control as a terrorist, or you can't get into drop without taking too many casualties or using too many utilities, the CTs can set up really good crossfires and punish you, and it makes it harder to get out. Like, there's different phases of taking territory on this map, and if you can't, you know, get the initial territory, you need executes to back it up, and that's something we know that Fnatic have lacked. But in more recent times, seeing them play it, they actually have some they've brought into their game, which I think in this instance will help them out a lot.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Not gonna lie though, Heroic, like, the thing is that you can rate these guys on this map, but the results don't back it recently. They've only won like a couple of games against teams that they probably should be beating. They lost to like Big and people like that. So I don't know, like, and that's no discredit to Big because they did pretty well in their qualifiers or whatever it was.
They've
beaten Gambit,
which is impressive, right? That's good for them. But it's like back then they weren't in the condition they are in now. So again, it's like I know Heroic do in theory have a very good Cbble. They have a nice like mental approach to it. I know that people enjoy watching them play it, but it's the practicality of can they actually beat Fnatic when Fnatic are looking quite explosive. When Olaf might is having a good game, let's bear in mind that Cbble was the map he used to be, you know, the god on, right?
Yeah,
he
platform
used to be
was
amazing. His den to play in, right? Yeah. So I don't know. Like, it's all good and well having the theory down, but if you can't contain someone like that or any of the other Fnatic guys, it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I mean that's the question. How do you get platform control against a guy like Olaf, who just seemingly can walk out and get headshots no matter what's happening?
It's much harder for him. Like, I think that died off. Teams learn how to counter it with nades and stuff. And now with the new stairs, well, they're not new anymore. Yeah. But the stairs make it even harder as a terrorist because there's the extra angle that you have to worry about. If you use the smoke to block off the broken wall and then the Molotov, you need to take that territory quite quickly. But there's no reason that CTs can't pop flash and take that back, you know, quite swiftly.
That first map, it was a big lead for Fnatic and on Train, and then they came back in the second half. Was that a case of, was that actually an impressive from Heroic, or was that a case of like taking your foot off the gas, coasting a little bit as Fnatic and letting them back into it? I mean, was it really that close to where we can look at Cbble and say this can be a contested map?
Add in the way Fnatic play, right? It's the double AWPs, it's up and down, it's pistol rounds, it's here, there, and everywhere. It's always gonna be a little bit volatile, right? So
how do you like double ops on Cbble? I know a lot of people, specifically on Cbble, actually hate the double ops.
Henry G is not a fan.
Henry G is a notorious hater of the double ops setup on Cbble.
I don't care. I don't mind it. Honestly, I actually don't mind it, especially in these two hands. I don't mind them playing it. They like it on any map. Why does it change when it comes to Cbble?
Yeah, I think you kind of have to use it a little bit different on this map. You have to have one aggressive and one a bit more passive.
Well, listen, we don't have to talk about this so much because we can find out.
Thank God.
Because the players are ready, and we're going to be sending it over to Henry G and Staticist.
Hey, thanks, love ya. Good to be back here. It's a good thing we didn't overbook these seats, though, Henry, or one of us would get dragged out. However, we are going to be knighted again for this cast, and as such, it's Fnatic and Heroic on Cobblestone.
It is indeed on Cobblestone, and I like Heroic's playstyle on Cobblestone. To be fair, most of the Danish teams have a very similar style on the T side. It's very good. It's very good at gaining map control. But to be fair, Fnatic have looked extremely good in terms of their one-on-one duels tonight. So whether they have enough to actually go toe-to-toe with them is yet to be seen. They did start to come back on the CT side of Train, it has to be said. But overall, Fnatic looked like the much stronger unit. And I think we may have done the knives. Not 100% sure. It'd be interesting to see whether Heroic on that CT side first. Here's some stats for you.
Stats. I like stats.
You love a good stat.
I like stats, man. Bruno.
Yeah. Don't we all?
Yeah. What are the stats? Oh, you weren't going to read them. I had to look.
No, I wasn't going to.
I can't read.
Well, we'll teach you that for next week. But for now, it is going to be the knife round for those things. No, it's not. It's live.
It's
man.
live,
what are you talking about?
They bought...
I was Yeah, I know. We don't do knife rounds, and you're suggesting they're going to do them? That's really weird.
It's all right. Nothing beats my fail in the finals on Inferno that we just don't speak about ever again, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You're just like, that's kind of Reddit.
Yeah,
there it is.
And instantly tried to downvote. God, no. Put that into controversial.
Well, 4 sets of armor for Heroic and Modi. He's got the smoke and the Molotov there. Aggressive play from JW towards... Long A, what a shot that was. Snappy goes down, 5-on-4, just like that. And it's going to be even more for Flush. A double kill, triple kill. What God's name is that?
Unreal.
That was like that clip from Edward on Tusker. Have you seen that on 1.6? And he pushes down short. It's like that.
Yeah, definitely haven't seen that, but yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. That's like one of the most legendary pistol clips in 1.6. And he's just basically done it again. And maybe you should have been casting it. You could have made a real sick moment out of that.
Could have. Maybe I should have been casting that one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Yeah, way to ruin that. No, I'm just kidding. You did swell, son. That was pretty nuts. I'm not going to lie. Good start for Flusha. As if they needed a good start after winning the last map. Not necessarily convincing in the end, remind you. There was a bit of a comeback, but JW hears them marching, stampeding toward his position at long, and he just barely gets away with his life as well. Won't quite get trampled like Simba's father, who I can't name right now. Mufasa, that's his name, Henry. Would have made the joke better if I could have named him.
Well, we've all got things to work on here. It's going to be round number 2, forced by, of course, from Heroic after getting completely wrecked in the pistol. I haven't seen anything like that silent USB at that range in quite a long time. That was very impressive indeed. Full spam as well, why not? So, round number 2 coming in. Armor, Tech 9s, PT50s. Yugi just on the Deagle no armor, of course, trying to get that orb nice and early, but that sets the tone for the game, does it not? It's going to be quite the clean sweep. JW's been hit for 97 damage, Famous in hand. They'll be heading towards B. And no... Oh, they've got a flash. They can use that towards drop down, or the platform.
Well, it's a weight above the drop room. You know what they're going to drop, Henry?
The hottest album in 2017?
The bass.
Okay.
This is when Rushley just goes nuts on the camera and some crazy music swings in and we all have a good time. But Crims is going to have a bad time at the window, so he'll try and find somewhere a little happier. Problem is, by getting him out of the way, they rotate back around and catch off Dennis. This can become problematic quite quickly. Flusha, remember, only has the 3 HP, but he's got a kill onto Modi. Rather, excuse me, Flusha has 100. It's JW that was hurt. Now he's got less than 3, which is how you make a heart if you're playing along at home. Snappy's going to get forward. Good find. Crims was low enough as well. This becomes even more problematic because bomb now planted. They have found JW is all onto Olaf. Back turned, he'll strike upon the first, and no Snappy was in toward the balcony, but where's he gone? In front of the van, spots him. More damage dealt to Snappy than which he receives in return, but not that time. Good response from the Tech 9.
Good shot from Snappy. Olaf Meister looked like he was locking him down. Here's the replay of that pistol. Good lord, that was so sick from Flusha. But Heroic do fight back straight away. That was actually very good from Snappy. Taking Olaf Meister, who comes from long, 2v1 against him. Finds the first kill relative ease, then gets his head blown off with the Tech 9. Round 3, forced by and return there from Fnatic. UMPs and an AK for Heroic. They've got all the nades to work with here. Molotov, smoke grenades. They won't be rushing here. There's no need to. Just hold up together. Wait to see if any CT pushes come in at the start. And at that point, get the first pick and push out reaction.
JW all the way out toward the statue of the boy and the fish. Modi will get down JW. For pushing that far, gets punished, and then the smokes and Molotovs go down immediately. Because of that, he'll lock out the CTs who stacked up over toward B. Good shot through the smoke, hits Valda, dinks him up, he has to back away. Not even sure that they'll be able to capitalize upon that at this point in the round because they may just want to save, considering they haven't done any damage and the bomb is planted, and that's going to be the call.
Yeah, well, they did force buy into this round. Obviously can't win at this point. They've got a kit to work with. And this advantage is to be a full crossfire setup for Heroic. You might as well save your armor and your upgraded pistols and the SMG as well for Crims. So it makes sense. And Heroic, who batting the pistol, are taking the lead at this point as well. Should be keeping 5 players alive here as well. We have got Crims towards top and middle. Looks like he's behind the fountain area from what I can see. Olaf Meister waiting in the halls as well. And Crims could find himself a couple of kills there if he plays his cards right.
If it's possible, I agree with you.
But they won't be extending any further. They just want to keep all 5 alive. They've got nothing to really gain by making the kills. Yeah, they might find a kill who's got a CZ in hand, but there's nothing for them to really get out of it. I guess the $600 kill reward could be something, but for now, playing the safe game. 2-1 in favor of Heroic. If you're just joining us, Fnatic ran away with the first half of train, 11-4, then won the pistol as well. It was, I think, 14-4 at one point, and then Heroic came back into it somewhat, finished off at 16-11. Almost had a chance, but couldn't finish it off. Dennis shut them down in the last round. And now Heroic find himself with a lead. As we always say, though, Fnatic with Deagles and CZs, anything can and will happen.
That's an excellent point, Henry. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Well, need to make sure everyone is on the same page, you know?
The educator, that's what they call you. Was the accountant, now it's the educator. The jack of all trades. Modi takes down JW. Snappy will get Flusha. And the rotations begin.
Ooh,
lots of flames in there.
That's real nice.
Yeah, that's toasty.
It shuts you off from the vent rim and getting towards balcony as well. You can't even push through. Like, that's actually very effective. 1 minute remaining. I did say Heroic's T-side was going to be good. They take the nice 3-1 lead at this point. Olofmeister, 5 versus 1. He's towards drop down. He's hoping they make a mistake and give him something to work with here. He's got armor as well. He'll be looking to take that into the next round where Fnatic will be buying once again. They've got almost exactly 2K per player. They're going to get 2,400 on top of that in the next round. So Orb's not going to be a possibility unless Olof finds 2 kills right here, which is unlikely. He'll be able to buy a glass cannon, but doesn't look like that'll be happening anytime soon. Once again, Heroic keeping 5 players alive. They're going to have a bonus round and then some into the next round. Almost a full Jaden round, Matt.
Almost.
You hate to see it not happen, but it could have been the case. But it's going to be 4 SMGs and 1 AK.
Almost. Came so close, yet so far. What's the matter, Henry?
Nothing.
You seem to find something amusing. Would you like to share it with the rest of the class?
Well, it sounded like you're trying to start some Linkin Park lyrics up there, but I was going to finish it off. I thought, let's just leave that.
Thank you for sharing.
Well, there you
now go sit down.
I am set down.
And raise your hand when you want to talk.
That won't really work in this particular setup.
It will,
it might,
actually, because I'll just ignore you and it'll be perfect.
Yeah, but I'm just going to talk anyway.
Well, detention for you. See me after class.
Okay.
It won't be one of those cliche ones that you see after internet, Henry. Don't get your...
Oh, God. We're all thinking it. No one has to say it.
Olaf backing away from the tree. The flames will go down over top of them, so as he relocates, he'll be found. Good find as well from Volta, getting there very quickly. They had no idea. Volta's got 2 before a response comes through. Smoke in, Flusha. Locked off inside of the body, running through the flames. Takes a ton of damage, and it brings it to 2 versus 2 because they are able to find him.
Yeah, well, this is the bonus round for sure. They tried to push through that smoke and make something happen. Valda certainly did, but the kill's coming back in favor of Fnatic now. Flusha brings into an advantage as well, and what an advantage it is, but Nico doing well. Brings it to the 1v1. UMP versus UMP. Who wins? You decide.
I do. Nico might, because he's got the jump on Flusha, who is already weak. Tags him down to 15. Bomb's still ticking. Flusha's got it all to do. And Nico's going to slip up in behind the flower pot. The trusty flower pot of doom. And he makes it work. Poison Ivy planted in there.
Yeah, apparently so. Flusha definitely on the back foot. As soon as Nico dings him, all he has to do is just kind of pretend. Doesn't make any noise, just crouch and hold a position. And Flusha's going to make a mistake at one point. He's going to assume he's going to be going around and trying to circumnavigate him. But there it is. 4-1 in favor of Heroic. And that was a big round for them as well. Another reset for Fnatic. Deagle's P250s. They have got a CZ in the hands of Flusha. He's got Incendiary. Interesting enough. That's cost him $600 to bring that to the table. Not sure that's really worth it, all things considered, but he fancied it. I guess he did get 3 kills with the UMP in the previous round, so he had a bit more extra cash than his teammates.
Olaf's going to play Hobbit. It is confusing that we call it Hobbit, because I actually call it Hobbit like a Hobbit would hide there. But there's a player named Hobbit, so it sounds like one of those MVK-named spots.
He was a player who actually did pretty well from there, so that kind of works as well. You have plenty of positions named after players.
No, I know, but I didn't intend it to be 100% named after him, but it is true. He does play there quite a bit.
And you're a fan of his, that's why.
He's the best player in the world.
See? It all works. He just lost a big, by the way.
Don't worry about it. It's not a big. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, true.
JW burning had to move when he does. Gets found out by the weapons. But who shot the sheriff? Did not shoot the deputy. Dennis almost doesn't shoot anyone. Tries to get the headshot onto Snappy. Olaf on 30 will back away and, well, maybe not quite fast enough, Henry. He gone.
Still a chance in this, though. This is a big kill. Snappy out of position. I have no idea why he's there by himself, to be fair.
I think he thought Dennis wrapped back around long corner. He lost track of him entirely.
They've got a shout winning this one now. They've got 2 AKs and Yuki, low HP. He's got the orb, to be fair, though. If he gets a plant down nice and early, but it looks like the CTs might just beat in there. Dennis going to be pushing for the door before the smoke blooms as well. Might have shut down his kill straight away. They haven't planted yet, but a boost towards a tree. I like this. Maybe they've still got a shout on this round, and apparently not. Dennis finds one. Yuki now 1v1 against Crims with the low HP. Does elude him. Is going to take it to 4-2 now. Fnatic with a bit of a desperate round in terms of just having pistols there, but they managed to make it work. I think that kill from Snappy towards Long A was what tipped it in Fnatic's favour. Round number 7. They do have a nice full buy this time after, of course, winning that eco round. All for JW, but still after winning the bonus as well. Heroic still with plenty of money going forward into the next round if required. So 4-2, and I'm interested to see where JW decides to go. He's going towards Long A. Doesn't fully commit, but at least watching that tight angle. A lot of Orpus play this. You wait to get flashed, pull the trigger. It seems a lot of them find kills in this position, but let's see if it works out this time.
JW's got an angle. Flash goes over, tries to time it, smoke off. Oh, fully blind. He's lost himself inside of the smoke, has to check radar in that case, and manages to find his way out. A little bit of sonar, perhaps. This Flusha as well will try and support his teammate, but doesn't need to get caught in the open as well at top of mid. So gets in the van and then the hut and then elsewhere perhaps as he tries to initially get further information. He may have to go support over toward B because they've got a player down and toward drop. They get the boost for Olaf, but Crims playing Rock will allow Olaf to make pick his own fights, pick his own battles. But that's where I say that they may have to get the rotation back down from the 5th player, Flusha, to cover this position. Nice thought with the flashbang. Doesn't go through the window though, and JW is able to find Nico.
He does. 5-4 now.
But that's the sales pitch. This is where they go from E-Box. Baldo wants to strike, but doesn't want to go too soon. His teammate's still limited. Dennis, good position. What is that shot? I'm sure he was not even on the ground by then. Crims manages to line up too, however, take the bomb down. As Valdo was inside of E, he snapped around the other direction, and that means, therefore, he can cover off the bomb and hold it in their possession. I think Yugi's going to bail. 15 seconds left.
Yeah, only got the orb. Low HP as well. Half HP, no nades, and up against 3 players. Bomb really out of reach for him as well. So here we were saving the AWP. One player trying to sell something towards A, like he said, but didn't really work out for him. He got taken down. But what a shot that was from Yuki. You're absolutely right. That Dennis had him locked down in terms of out-positioning him on top of the box with a smoke to work with as well. But it must have been a no-scope with that sort of reaction. I'll have a look here. I'm sure it's the shot we'll see. Let's have a look. Must have been a no-scope. Yeah, there it is. Sometimes a little bit lucky with that range. It's difficult to miss, I guess. You just get it in his general direction. It's going to hit most of the time. 4-3 now. Fnatic claw one back, and with the saved orb, they can still buy here. Heroic, not the best to buy. See Nico down to the UMP, lacking certain utility as well. Only 3 smokes in this round. JW is going aggressive in middle, but no one there at all, so won't equate to too much for him. B rush potentially here. Flashbang comes in. Modi going in first. Molotov doesn't actually land, and Modi to find the first kill. Crims fighting back at the same time.
Crims getting closer, trying to find Nico, manages that with relative ease, all things considered, as Crims lines up toward KFC, but taken down. Heroic definitely starting to take command of this game. After winning round 2 and 4 in a row, they may have lost 2 in the bounce, but in this one, they look composed enough to even distort JW. Was that intentional to go behind the door? I don't think so. Nifty if it was.
Well, it's a big round for Heroic to pick up, all things considered. It's been a back-and-forth game in terms of the money so far, but Heroic there with the force by that. Say AWP and a couple of AKs there, rushing B straight up, and the incendiary didn't land on the CTs. If that does go down, it actually isolates some of the T players who are fully committing towards the steps. They might have actually won the round. It landed in the smoke. That's actually a huge problem for Fnatic at that point, getting overwhelmed. Molly gets the opening frag. Crims found a couple, but that's all he got after he got taken down. It was an equal situation, and some decent frags towards the end of the round. PT50 towards middle. Crims might get a couple of kills there. JW stepping up, and it's a bit of a brawl here. 3 CTs were waiting for them as well, but that might just decide it as Modi goes down to 2 HP, but they have got the advantage. Dennis unable to find a weapon as of yet, and he's all the way in towards the B side. But still, he's been heralded as one of the world's best pistol players. Maybe he can find something here.
Modi, Snappy. Snappy, all well and good. Modi, not so much, 2 HP. And he's the one with the bomb sitting way back to make sure there's going to be no flank. As his teammate will go on the hunt, you would think that even though he's only got the 2 HP, he'd go with his teammate and just look for a trade. It's Dennis alone, hasn't picked up a gun. Peculiar. Bit peculiar, especially where Dennis looks like he may start pushing in toward B now. And if he does and catches them off, I don't think he will, actually. The timing is such that he's not going to chance it, but he could have easily caught them off.
Yeah, it's a little bit tense now. You can see Heroic potentially overthinking this situation. They've got Modi, who's 2 HP. Looks like he's setting himself up to just run across. He's got a smoke still, so I'd say it still heavily favors them. The fact that Dennis is still in B now, he probably had to act a bit faster, maybe push towards B, try and get something going. We'll do that now. But he has no kit, no armor, and no nades. It's going to take some great shots here. Obviously, Modi, one bullet will do, but then Snappy with a full amount of utility as well. I don't see this happening for Dennis at this stage. Too far away, really.
Yeah, he's got a gun. That's why he rotates this direction. Ops, good and bad. If he misses the shot, Modi 2 HP can still strike, and it's yeah, probably wise. Let's see if he can take anyone down with. He's still gonna fancy his chances. Snappy back. Ooh, back hut. Seen above the smoke. If he'd hit that shot right away, I would have been very happy to see him try and push on with that. But it will go Heroic. It'll be their 6th. And Op grabbed by Dennis, however.
Yeah, a bit of a dicey round there for Heroic. Went towards middle. Flash swing was decent, but 3 CTs waiting for them in PT50s. Made it a bit less comfortable than they anticipated, perhaps, as they do. It was an equal exchange for the first 3 frags. Comes down to the 2-on-2. Modi getting the 2 HP as well, but Dennis couldn't get it done. Is the replay, I'd imagine, of what was going down. Spray that from Modi to get 2, and then just about gets this frag as well. A dink coming in right at the end from Flasher, taking down to that 2 HP. But still, Heroic 6-3 now. Modi's stats 9 for 5, 81 ADR, headshot percentage rating of 55% as well. All AK-47 kills. Not bad. Let's go. Round number 10. Double AWP setup now for Dennis and JW. It's certainly a setup they like to run on Cbble. It's very situational sort of buy. If you're playing against a team that does lots of set pieces, let's say someone like North, you're going to struggle with the double AWP setup. It's a bit looser like this, and they'll be absolutely fine. That's the flash run we're talking about. AWPers will always shoot at that point, and they have enough time to fall back. JW with no armor, though. He needs to be very careful with this close-range setup he's going for here. Nades taking down low HP, and an AK pushes through. The aim punch is going to be so difficult to handle.
JW still fancies his chances of going aggressive.
Of course.
This has been a renaissance. Can I use that word here?
For him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's still a bit of exaggeration, but still, yeah, it's appropriate.
It's hyperbole.
Yeah.
Not hyperbole. That's not a word.
Who says it like that?
Alex did. Carmack does. Carmack, I don't blame. It's second language.
A bit more forgivable, to be fair.
I've heard a number of people say it that way lately. It's actually not correct. JW certainly is correct. He'll find Yugi, start to back away as Flusha will support. Interesting. Cover off the corner, can't jump over Flusha, gets snappy, but Modi found JW on retreat inside of the site. He's going to find more than that. No, it's Nico instead, but it does open up A in a general. Modi to cover rotations, bomb down to his left. They have to go back to grab that at some point in time, and he's definitely opened up a possibility of doing so, but Olaf still exists, and they don't realize it until now. Good find from Nico. That should secure the round.
Yeah, it will, and extend Heroic's lead as well to 7-3. They got completely wrecked in the first map in the first half, 11-4. They could do similar treatment to Fnatic as well. I think this has to be an eco for the Swedish side. It looks like it will be indeed. 4K for Olaf. The rest of the team hovering around the 2K mark as well. Can't really do much about this. Heroic will be buying the Mac 10 as well. I suggest they are tracking the economy just as well as we are. And Snappy can get himself in towards drop down and farm some cash against his unarmored players. Olaf has got body armor, but that's not going to protect his head at all. One player towards middle, that's Modi, watching for any pushes coming in potentially. As I said, the Mac 10 will be aiming to go towards a close range position, maybe jumping out the upper platform, okay, like Snappy's trying to do. And Crims should be on that box once again, but Snappy will be checking this, down it goes. And should be quite a clean round for them now. Good nade.
Good nade indeed. Oh, Nico and Modi trying to get shots. A Snappy will take down Flusha. Dennis, Deagle in hand, tries to open up toward the connector to save himself, but can't do it, and therefore it's going to be Heroic. I said they looked like they were going to take control, Henry. Well, they have now. They certainly have now.
Certainly. Heroic, 8-3. No double AWP setup available for Fnatic this time. Just a single AWP, and Olaf might still be the one to pick it up. It's been JW who's been AWPing primarily towards the A-bomb side. Looks like Olaf will be taking this weapon to B for now. in terms of the rest of his teammates. No kits. That's a bit of an issue, especially with Heroic, who have the full execute available to them as well. It'll be a bit of a rough ride, and that Molotov, I don't think Snappy expected it to hit so much, but here comes the full execution. This is when the lack of kits becomes a real problem. The bomb can go down before you've even got a chance to really get rolling. Olofmeister to defend, flashed off for now, but still finds some room to work with. The flashbang comes in once again, and he will be locked down for now. Frag's about to be coming in, and double hit from Olofmeister. Doesn't get the second kill, but does a lot of damage towards Yugi.
Olaf looking for the shot through the box, doesn't need to, gets an opening, but that's a big miss, especially when they're up close. Good reaction by Volda. And potentially more. Oversteps the marks ever so slightly. If he was patient, he may have found one toward the stair. Instead, goes hunting for Nico, and that'll cost him in the end. But it is Yugi left against JW, who...
Spoke to...
Really? Bomb not planted. He's going to try and flank B and surprise Yugi. He's going to think he's still toward connector. Does he really think he's bought the time? No kid. Imagine Yugi just goes, nah, I'm going to run to A. No likeliness that he will, because does not have the information. Still searching for him. This could work wonders. He's not going to anticipate JW to be here in the post plant. May head this direction without looking at all. This beautiful. Is so smart. Sees him. Nearly fired, I thought, too soon and lost sight of him, but makes it work. That is lovely.
Yeah, Yugi almost outplaying himself at that point as well. JW takes a massive risk, they're absolutely right. With no kid as well, runs all the way around the map, but he kind of showed so much presence, already found 2 kills there. You just assume him to be waiting towards connector or drop down at that point. Not meant to be. It's a bit of a long con, but it works out almost perfectly there. He arrives silently off the platform, gets that down to perfection, and then just as Yugi's walking off and maybe anticipating that play coming in, he's already dead. It's a good way to post another round there for Fnatic. It's going to be JW doing a good job. So, from a 13, 8-4. Still struggling there. Comes down to a 1v1 for Fnatic. Yes, they saved the AWP, but 3 players on SMGs. Lose this round. It'll be 9-4 and potentially 11-4 considering the money situation going forward. So the CT's going to be boosting up towards drop down here. Trying to maybe get a stab in the back. It will be Olofmeister to go up. Fumbles to jump slightly here. And there's no smoke to protect him really. And yeah, that's not really going to work out for him. Nico finds a quick kill, and that might be their cue to just commit towards B now.
No bueno. Valda in the side. He'll find Dennis.
Yeah,
I thought that was a kill. I saw the X-ray disappear behind him. It was actually Crims getting one instead, though. Flusha will find, and Crims back to find Modi in the corner. Has done very well. JW picks up that one, not to be misled. And it leaves Yugi the last alive, bomb down as well, but good shot. He finds JW, puts a lot of pressure onto Crims. Low HP, should favor the AK. But he is on an op if he gets the shot right away.
Does he run round away again? Do it again?
No. Okay. Definitely have something they have to consider, but bomb is down on the site. They should know that. Yeah, I expected that tap to come in. I was going to say, does he tap at the right time, though, with Yugi?
Tap,
low
tap,
HP.
Tap
He's going to. He's going to get... Oh. Fnatic are just seemingly having fun in these clutch situations now.
Let the mind games begin.
Toy with your food. Yugi's got no idea what to expect.
Yeah, playing himself again.
Yeah, tapping the bomb, but that's not going to bait Crimson yet. 19 seconds, no need to be too panicked of it.
He really doesn't want to plan this, does he?
He's very scared. I thought he might have had the angle lined up if he was right about it, but Crims gets the jump. And it makes it 8-5, so Fnatic continuing to close the gap. They can't win the half, that's obvious. First 15, team already has 8. Maths. But they can close this back to 8-7 potentially.
Great round from Crims overall there. You can see him, like you're saying, like he's an absolute veteran in those sort of situations. He's always been renowned as one of the more intelligent players. Not necessarily like an amazing clutch like somebody like Zipex, but someone who's in the 1v1s, he's always looking like he knows exactly what's going on and outplaying his opposition. Time and time again, we've seen that from him, and another example of how scared he can make his opponents in those sort of situations. We go into round number 14 here, 8-5. Fnatic clawing a couple of rounds back. Still with 1 SMG. They had 3 in the previous round, so suddenly an upgrade. Snap pushes through. Good flashbang and an even better shot. Takes down Dennis with ease. He gets out of there as well. That's a perfect start to round number 14 now.
Smoke off. Down over toward the window is Valda. Will flash his way in. Double flash at that with Nico to go with him, but Nico over peeking a little bit means that he's got to back off for a second where that flash was going in, and either way, they're down now. They're down and they're safe, Henry. That's the main thing. Safety first, kids.
It's always important. Safety Sado, they call him.
Yeah. Always wearing protection. JW works his way back in. Yugi, though, gets the shot as he can't quite get far enough down the ramp. Flusha. He'll fall to Volda. So now, Fnatic, after getting some momentum back, certainly have lost it in this round, and they may lose more than that because Nico's position we saw to the left was accurate, and it's on to Olaf 1 versus 3 with half HP. He starts his way forward, but this will be limited.
Yeah, well, he's been incredibly sharp in terms of his aim so far, but that's not going to help him out here. Volda waiting in towards connector, the smoke goes down. He spots Olaf Meister. That's a huge round for Heroic to pick up as well. It's looking very likely to be 10-5. As you can see, the money is almost non-existent for Fnatic here. CZ's, Deagles, that's going to be about it. They do get some armor and a small amount of utility. 3 smokes and an HE, that's about it. A little decoy there for Dennis as well. Let's see if we can do anything with that, I'm not so sure. But a full buy for Heroic, and this should be very convincing half for them, but not out the woods just yet. Fnatic known to be a very good T-sided side as well. We'll see whether they can do anything after this round. Boost up from Olaf once again. This time the smoke is there. That's what they were looking for before, but the nades, they will land on Crimson's foot, and Olaf gets spammed through the smoke. Had to commit at that point.
Snappy will wait. Ooh, Dennis walks in, Shadow Shown. Easy shot enough for Snappy, who follows it up. They get 10-5. How's my draftee doing? Oh, Olaf, you're 6 for 12. Bro,
yeah,
you're going to hurt my team, man.
It's going to hurt my team as well.
God, I don't care about your team.
I don't really care about it either. It's dead now. But
it's easy to say that now that you've lost.
Oh, so you're allowed to say you don't care, but I'm not.
I didn't say I didn't care.
You said I don't care, and I said neither do I.
I said I don't care about your team.
Right.
You said neither do I. But I care about my team.
Okay.
I don't care about your team.
I don't care about my team.
But you can only. But you would have cared if. Look, guys, let's take a break. We're gonna need one. We'll be right back. It's 10-5 for Heroic. We got the highlights, Henry. We got the good stuff because we got a good game for Heroic. 10-5 as they lead over Fnatic.
It's not looking too bad at all for them after a decent comeback on Train after what looked like an unlikely win for them. They're managing to put up a convincing case they can take Mammoth 2 and split the series here. So 10-5, they move into the CT side now, and we'll see whether Fnatic, they're going to be the ones that need the pistol this time. They didn't get it in the first half. We'll see where they can step up here as we get into half number 2. Heroic look pretty decent on the T-side, I have to say, winning some big clutches as well. But Crims, he won some big ones as well to make the scoreline at least possible. We used to say that teams like Navi, as long as they got 5 rounds, absolutely fine. It's definitely still winnable. And that CT side, and it's still technically a T-sided map, but it's certainly more balanced than it used to be. Ever since that addition of the steps position, it took a little while, but teams started to realize how they could play that and suddenly not get run over so much. It couldn't just be a B-rush every single round like it used to be.
No, absolutely not. That would be... Yeah, a bit of a problem. I think it's. I think those steps have been very, very smart. Very small addition to the map, but a very significant one.
I still have nightmares when this map first came out and they first remade it from that.
Like when they had the whole back courtyard area behind the B site.
If you can see on my screen, you could still go up in this part of
the old heaven at mid.
Oh god, it was such a mess. The entire map. I used to get like that used to be like one of my favorite maps in Source 1.6. And then they remade it. I was like, you've absolutely butchered this.
Yeah, the bridge that went across the archway at
Drop
Connector.
down was at like 4 different entrances. You could like a spaghetti junction. It's like what is going on?
And where the
there?
window is, there used to be a spiral staircase that went up across a bridge and then down the other side. Yeah, it was way too much.
Yeah. But now they found a nice little balance here. I still prefer the original cobble from Source that they based the map on, but still, this will do for now. 5 sets of armor for Heroic. And in terms of the buy for Fnatic, that classic one smoke normally used for Connector might not matter as JW goes down as quick as out to the hands of Modi. He was actually positioned towards the window room, so that's getting a nice little kill. Presumably holding that tight angle, looking towards the top right corner. Smoke deployed towards Connector as usual, and Fnatic, can they recover?
Dennis dropping in quickly with the Glock. Will swing and get swung. Swing and a miss. Nico gets the shot in return. Finds Olaf as well, perhaps getting as he's still alive so long. Nearly gets a third, but Flush has got 2 back. That'll open up Connector. Also calls for the fast rotations off of B that are trying to flank them out, but they'll sit to contain because there's no exit from Connector at this point in time, no matter which way they go without a kill. This does have more room, I will say, on A. It's Snappy that's here. Sees them now. Dropping out from Juliet, but Romeo, not quite as romantic enough to die off with her this time. Yugi does get flushed, though. It's Crims remaining. He's going to fight best he can. A valiant effort.
It was. But bomb plant, at least for Fnatic, after losing those first 2 frags. Looked like that wouldn't even be possible. They get themselves towards A. Only 1 player there. Yeah, he did some damage. He was just trying to hold them off. Didn't want to give away his frag and make it a possibility for Fnatic there. So he stays alive, waits for his teammates. Here's the replay right now of Nico getting a couple of frags through the smoking Connector. I think he got 2 in total. That was quite clean. I was going to say, I think it was a bit of a scrappy one. That was actually better than I thought. So, round of 1 goes in favour of Heroic, the pistol, of course, and 11-5. That was much needed by Fnatic there. I was going to speculate they might force buy in the second round, but they're going for AKs in the third. So, PT50's here. Maybe you call for a B rush at this point. They are a little bit separated. The bomb's down in B halls, and they're hunting for a kill towards long A. 3 players, in fact, as well. That will be Dennis, Flusher, and Crims. Snappy would have heard them at this point. You can probably watch him and try and pick up this first kill as he shows themselves as well. They're just trying to sell that they're there, basically. He's trying to say, look, there's loads of people over here. You should rotate a couple over, maybe, while he's trying to see the bomb towards B.
Snappy's waiting. No, you're hearing tons of noise. He won't be sold. He's not easily corrupt by money, Henry. Dennis trying, ooh, okay. Trying to get a shot from far, but Yugi M4, better weapon, no surprise, takes the shot back. Good nade from Modi. Good riddance to Olaf.
Yeah, well, that pretty much concludes it. Bomb down, 4 kills found, there's 1 more to go. Bit of damage there from Crims towards Yugi, but that's all we get. 3 kills for him in total, and this is where the AKs come in, almost certainly after the bomb was planted in the pistols. 12-5 there for Heroic. They're going to go in with 4 UMPs. They win this, that might just be enough to guarantee the victory at this stage. It'll be 13-5 and another EK for Fnatic. 14-5, they've got a huge comeback on their hands. But if there was a team to do it, this might be it. Fnatic, 5 AKs. Only 2 smokes to work with. This has to be a bit of a loose around and try and just force some frags and go for some angels and Snappy and Yugi towards long A. Yugi's got the M4A4, might just trying to bait Snappy into a corner there, but that's using a smoke to hold off Fnatic for now. No boost or anything coming in. Just a crossfire towards the A site.
Good shot. Olaf. Down goes Nico on the opposite side of the smoke. JW starts to make his way in toward the drop room. High in the sky, waiting to die. Perhaps. Or will he get the entrance? Olaf's been tagged back through the smoke. Valda's the one to do so. Cheeky little corner flash to get his peek back out. Don't mind that one bit. Gonna try and throw it twice. Because if at first you don't succeed, Henry.
Go on.
Pick yourself up and try again.
Is that how the expression goes?
That's what TLC says. And if you ever listen to me cast in North America with Lex, you'll understand that TLC is God.
Okay.
And all of their songs and lyrics are actually prophecies by which you are to live your life. Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Right.
As Yugi will wait inside of the site. Molotov off to Cbble means they've got to go wide or through it. And if they go wide, they'll be greeted by Maudie. And Maudie's done very well. Bomb now down, despite that they're down. Oh, he goes down. Down 2 men now. They do have the bomb in their name. Yugi's got an edge of a smoke. Crims has a kill inside of it. Good shot on the AK.
Well, it was a round of heroic for UMPs. It did some damage there, but the headline is Fnatic come out on top. Still be a buy available for them, so Fnatic needs to be very careful going into round number 4 here. 12-6. All power for Yugi. To be fair, hasn't really impressed me that much tonight. Haven't seen anything nuts from him. Normally one of those more flashy AWPers. When I was speaking to Valda over in Katowice, he said Yugi is like, quote, he said he's going to be one of the best AWPers one day in the scene. Like he thought what we saw in Katowice with him was a very good performance. He said he's operating like 50% of what we know he can do. So that's kind of
Is that in 2020 when no one plays CS anymore?
Yeah, right, maybe.
Is that one? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
He meant in like practice, like he knows how sick he can be, and he thinks he hasn't really shown the world what he's capable of yet. That was the point he was trying to make. And I have seen some very good rounds for him, just not tonight.
J-Dub trying to get down toward window, get some pre-fire his way as his top of his head was shown for a moment. Oof. That's a good shot from Valda. Olaf, no chance to enter toward B this time and find the opening pick. 3 again toward long A, make that 2. Yugi takes Crims out of the equation, and the bomb is down toward B tunnel. So Fnatic spread very thin across the map. Snappy, bye-bye Flusha, surely. Bye-bye Dennis, maybe as well. Don't know that if Flusha will walk back out to danger. Snappy, don't even think seen them yet. He's still waiting. He doesn't even know that they're in front of him. Will now. He will certainly now. Takes the shot immediately, though. He might have been better to wait. They'll face him down one on either side, but it does call for the rotation. The information is valuable in itself. It can be sold for millions of dollars on the black market as Valda rotates in time to take down JW. And Flusha now left in a 1 versus 3.
Molotov himself, okay, has full awareness as to where it landed. I thought he was going to jump straight into the fire there. That's absolutely fine, though. Flusha is still challenging for this round. 20 seconds remaining, 3 kills to find and a bomb to plant as well. Gonna be spotting a couple, but that is buying as much time as they possibly can. They want to give him something to work with there, but pins it in by Modi. Finishes the round off. 13-6 now for Heroic, and that's a harsh reset for the Swedish side as well. They didn't want that previous round of 2 players surviving. So what do they do, Matt? Pick your poison time. Do you go for the full buy? Allow Heroic to potentially have enough to work with to close out the game, or do you take the more conservative approach and try and pull it back? When it's 14-6, looks like it's the former. They're going all in. CZ Tech 9s and a bit of utility to work with as well.
I may have indeed quoted Aaliyah and said that it was TLC.
Right. I don't know who.
Don't rock
really
the boat.
Well. I know TLC are like that one song they had. I think the one you were singing.
Yeah, they actually sang a song about you and why no one wanted them on your Counter-Strike team.
What's the one?
Well, they don't want no scrubs.
Ah, okay.
As Madi backs off from the window. Can't get no Madi from JW will back off. Has to be careful though because Dennis gets extremely close on the Tech 9. Good headshot. And Valda left to hold off E-Box alone with a rotation perhaps to control connector. Do they give it up to Fnatic? Low on weapons, but Tech 9's for Fnatic. We know it's possible.
Definitely possible.
Nico waits it long. Tagged. 9 HP. Valda. Shots in the back, nearly misses. Snaps around, though, to get Dennis, who did miss. Nice. And it's just Flusha remaining. Having just thrown an aid, they know exactly where he is. That it should now be 14-6 for Heroic. It's a max loss bonus. Tech 9's bot only. No bomb plant, but it'll be a buy in the next.
Yeah, be a rough buy. 2K per player. Not great. Here's a little replay now. The M4 work of Valda. A little 180 shot he got as well. It was pretty nice. It wasn't quite 180, but, you know, still impressive nonetheless. 14-6, another force buy from Fnatic. This pretty much decides it. Do they keep their heads above water, or do they give in to Heroic and allow them to split the series here? Do you know what week we're in a Pro League? We're over the halfway point now.
Week 8.
Nice.
Maybe 7.
Yeah.
I think it's 8.
Time flies.
When you're having fun.
And we're having fun right now. As
some more than others.
Yes. Is Jason having fun over there?
Probably not.
He's always smiling.
Miserable. Valda's going to get inside of the archway. Gives it a chance to try and do exactly that. Gets 2 and looks for the 3rd. Nico beats him 2. It doesn't matter. Map point, Heroic. Quick and convincing, I have to say.
And that might be it. 15-6, 9 rounds in a row this time for Fnatic. The boots on the other foot. I'm sure it doesn't feel too great for Fnatic. UMP's Tech 9's finished things off. How easy was that for Valda? Didn't even get challenged there. He was hoping for the best. Didn't even check it. Rush B didn't really work out for them. And the sawed-off shotgun comes out. We haven't seen it yet.
No.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
This map, he used to completely wreck people on this. It's the only map you ever see the sawed-off shotgun really come out, but let's see what he can do with it. He doesn't go towards... Oh, he is towards drop down. He's getting ready for it.
Ooh, okay.
That's like a throwback to like 2015.
Yeah, it's
like
been a while.
Cologne 2015 is like when he first showed how stick this could be.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, that's when he first started like using it. I remember I was like a first big event I was casting.
Yeah, but man, oh man. That seems more recent in my memory than that event.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Well, Yugi, with 2 HP, has to hold off the sight shoulder bait out. Doesn't even matter. Volt is there to hold it up. Yugi goes out. And I would say you are correct in your supposition to assume, supposition does kind of assume,
yeah,
that it is going to be GG because Snappy gets down Olaf, and that indeed makes it an incredibly one-sided score of 16-6 in favor of Heroic.
Yeah, we always say Danish Counter-Strike lends itself to Cbble. It suits the playstyle, especially on the T side as well. Did a very good job there, looking much better in terms of the fragging unit than what we saw on Train, actually able to go toe-to-toe there. Fnatic's money got a bit wrecked, especially on the CT side. Couldn't really string rounds together. And overall, the set pieces with that B site, especially when they're trying to run the double orb setup as well, it's run away from them a bit, and a decent bounce back from Heroic after struggling on Train.
This is my throw, and we all know Jason's a good catcher.
Well, well, well. It seems the tables have turned. Heroic win the second map. Cbble, they win at 16-6. It's not bad. I mean, they struggled a little bit on Train, but this time it was Fnatic who never seemed to be able to find a foothold in that match.
Yep.
Yeah, they just couldn't really get into that game. I did say Heroic were quite good on the map. I was correct. So that's my analysis for the...
Listen, if we're gonna go in this route, we're gonna start doing predictions.
No, well,
let's calm it down.
I was just trying to be a smug idiot. I thought
keep the ego in check.
Thought it would be fun. Thought it would be a little bit fun. But
no fun allowed.
Modi had a good game.
Modi did have a good game.
He's one of those players, you know, who he's been playing for such a long period of time. He's the most experienced member on this team, probably alongside Snappy. Modi was playing at a much higher level than what Snappy was, but Snappy was always kind of... He was in that third-tier Danish 1.6 team as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was always kind of chugging along, whereas Modi, he actually got to play like the top echelons of Counter-Strike 1.6, and he's still going now, and he has all that experience and stuff. But he always has these games where he seems to pop up and just go quite large. It's few and far between, but, you know, you can count on him for it when he needs to get them.
Yeah, you know, he started to look pretty good. I think it was like on Mirage, he used to do like the lurking out of the apps and stuff like that. And it was quite fun to watch. But yeah, as you said, it's a rarity you see him towards the top. But the weirder thing for me was, where was Olafmeister? Where are these guys? You know, the normally kind of like equal out the balance for Fnatic. They seemed a little lackluster this time around. And you know, we've decided to hype him up again. Just looking at individually, he started to look better and better. But just got kind of shut down on that map.
I mean, JW, Olaf, and Dennis all had 50 ADR below that game. So maybe that's the reason. Maybe you could just point to that and be like, well, not going to win many games like that.
They did run the double orbs and stuff on their CT
Didn't
side.
go very well.
It's just, it's one of those things where you're either going to get the multi-frags. Like we saw, it started with a big bang. Flusher got that 4K pistol round in mid, which was sick. But from there, they didn't really get a lot more going. Like I was saying, I think it's harder on this map for them on their T sides to be able to collapse. They didn't get a lot of T rounds. Right. The CT side, I think this map specifically requires a lot of teamwork. And a lot of predetermined holds, like a lot of pop flashes set for each other and stuff. I don't think you can just sit there and hold on your own and hope to multi-frag every single time, especially if you're getting executed on, like we did see Heroic throw in a couple. Yeah. Well-placed executes.
Those executes, just throw them into the works. What are we thinking of, guys like, I mean, obviously Valdi's kind of an up-and-coming star, but Yugi as well is like kind of a guy that there's a lot of future of this team invested in. Are we seeing improvement out of these guys as we go on?
I want to see them out of the context of just online CS. For me, right, it's I want to see him in an offline environment more often. You know, we saw how well he did when he went over to Katowice. We saw these sort of things happening. It's like, okay, that's a really good benchmark to see this improvement over time, even though it is a short time with this guy. But it's like online stuff I can't put too much value to yet. He seems fine, right? But then I look at like players like Twanu as well, who've been starting to do a lot better, starting to look, you know, a little bit more competitive. We saw him just today for LDLC. And it's like, I want to see a little bit more for Yugi, a little bit, just because it's not like he's an underwhelming player at all. Like, everyone hyped him up quite a bit, but I want to see a little bit more of that kind of at the forefront of their gameplay.
I think we're seeing more consistency from Yugi. To be fair, from when he first started at this level and playing consistently, he's now more of a factor, right? I think he was hit and miss in the beginning. He would have one good game, one really bad game. Now he just seems more consistent. But there is a Swedish team that had a bit better luck this evening.
Who's that?
Godsent beat Spirit in the semi-finals, I believe, of the Mountain Dew League season 24 whatever it is.
Nice. So they're moving on.
They're going to go to the finals,
They're gonna be
believe.
in the playoffs.
I believe they will be in the playoffs.
And that's like a godsent mix or something, isn't it? Or are they bringing like...
No, that's for Copenhagen Games.
Oh, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, it's Disco,
They've actually got
Dublin, Lecro, Pronax,
That's
Schneider.
completely
See, we were having this
Yeah.
conversation that it feels like there's not really a whole lot of events. There's plenty of events, Chad. Plenty of events going on.
Do you know there's a player called Nickelback for Team Spirit?
God bless. Let's move along. We'll show today's results if you guys are just tuning in at the end of the day. There were 4 total matches that were played, and we started with LDLC taking on Virtus Pro. And oh, these are the standings. These are the standings of the ESL Pro League at the end of today, at the end of those 4 matches I just spoke about. You can see Fnatic actually jumping spots. That's probably more of a benefit of Virtus Pro losing, who lost 3 spots. And then G2 also sliding down at no fault of their own, just other teams winning. But that is kind of an ugly place to be for G2.
Yeah, and you thought the potential the VP would have had if they just won those 2 games today that were very possible on paper for them, which just weren't to be. They could have jumped up right in towards that 4th and 5th spot up there with Hellraisers and Mouse Sports.
Yeah, I mean, and now even look at LDLC. This is them just fighting for their life because they won 2 games today and stayed down there at the bottom. This is the North American schedule if you guys are willing to stick around for tonight. We're going to have Cloud9, we're going to have Selfless, we're going to have Optic taking on Luminosity. Our boy Chad here has 2 players of Luminosity in his fantasy team.
What is Selfless called now?
I don't know. That's a really good question, and I have no idea. Misfits and Optic are going to go on the second stream for the first match, and then CLG versus Cloud9. This is tomorrow, and also including is the hot match of the week, which is going to be NV versus Mouse Sports. The reason why it's probably not G2 versus NIP is because Matt selected it, and we all know Matt has no idea what's going on. Kingwin versus Navi is going to be on the secondary stream. Hellraisers and Astralis is also going to be over there for the second match in the B stream. So that's what we have tomorrow. That's going to be a fun day.
Someone picked that hot match out of the garbage, I think.
Would you call it hot garbage?
Well, we haven't seen it yet, but in terms of... I'm not saying those teams are bad. I just think in the context of the matches we had at our disposal, we ended on...
garbage disposal?
On a pretty low one.
We could do this all day.
We could.
Could do it all day, but we can't. We're going to take off for the evening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us and welcoming back to the YouTube stream. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Stick around for the NA matches. Have a good one.
Peace.